The transgender movement is built off of mental illness. Yeah, I said it. The logic of feeling like you were born in the wrong body, so now it is your sovereign right to identify as whatever you want is stupid to me. I mean, that's literally the concept that goes through their minds. They feel like they don't have the right body, so they can identify as whatever they want. So right here and right now, I'm going to explain why it's a freaking mental illness. Let's take Charles Manson, who died last year. Let's say that he was still alive, but right now he wants to identify as a law-abiding citizen. Well, a known mass murderer, killed a lot of people back in the day. But right now he wants to identify as a law-abiding citizen from the time he was born. Should we give him that right? I mean, does that sound plausible to you? Like, seriously think about it. If he decides to identify as someone who's been keeping the law and just being so kind and generous to people, are you going to believe him when he say that he feels like he's a law-abiding citizen who's trapped inside the body of a mass murderer? If a 7-year-old little boy looks at you and say, you know what, I'm not 7 anymore, I'm 21. I'm above the age of consent, I can smoke cigarettes, and I can drink alcohol. That's how I feel. I'm a 21-year-old trapped in a 7-year-old's body. Should we give him that right? Should we let him identify as a 21-year-old? Free to make whatever adult life choices he wants to make? If I'm gonna try to take up a job being a neurosurgeon, and my job interviewer asks me some questions, he wanna know where I got my doctorate, he wanna know where I received my training and all those different things. Can I just tell him, no, I don't have a doctorate and all that stuff, but I feel like a doctor trapped inside of a regular person's body. So you can't infringe upon my right, you gotta give me this job because in my mind, I got this doctorate. I'm a person with a doctorate trapped inside of the body of a person who doesn't have a doctorate. So let me be a neurosurgeon working on people's brains and stuff. All those examples and scenarios sound as retarded as 2 left shoes being worn on some hands, don't they? If somebody stepped up to y'all with that logic, y'all would look at them like they were crazy. You would think that they needed to be in a mental institution. So why do we not take the same logic and look at the whole transgender movement? No, you got men saying, you know what, I feel like I'm a woman trapped inside of a man's body. That's a mental illness. That's not the truth. You're delusional. You're believing something that's a lie. If you were born with man stuff, you're a freaking man. I don't care what you say to me. There's nothing you can say that will cause me to have a change of mind. There's no way that you can rationalize this argument to me. Especially when I'm looking at you, you got chiseled features and you got a freaking mustache and beard and broad shoulders and looking all muscular and walking around deep voice, Thanos voice having.
We interrupt this program.
What's a trip is, out of all the weird scenarios I've given in this video, it's sad to say that this whole transgender, transsexual movement is indeed opening up the door for people to identify as whatever they want. You got people identifying as cats. You got a grown man who decided that he would identify as a 6-year-old girl. You got people identifying as all kinds of crap now. Why not just call them what they are, frauds? That will take a lot of the confusion that we see out of society. Ain't no common sense in the land. I bet some of y'all are watching this video right now. Y'all getting pissed off. Y'all pissing in your drawers and just so angry that I would even say such things. Y'all all up in my comment section, triggered as crap, trying to equate the right to identify as whatever you want to identify as the so-called civil rights movement that black folks have been taking part in for years. You know, trying to earn the right to be humans with rights who don't get to be mistreated by law enforcement and killed and just stolen from, and all these horrible atrocities that have been happening to us over the years since we came over here on the slave ships. You know, there's no comparing your right to say, I'm a freaking man, even though you a full-blown woman, to the so-called struggle of black folks in this country. Trying to equate the right of a man to identify at will as a freaking woman to the so-called black civil rights movement, in which we were fighting for the basic right to live with basic human rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot take your desire to be a woman, even though you got man parts, and so you should take your manly butt to the man's restroom instead of going in there after somebody's little teenage daughter. Try to put that in the same freaking category with the atrocities that we've had to face over the years. You're just insecure in the flesh you were given. I mean, we tell people all the time in this society, love yourself. I mean, that's a common statement. I see it in memes on Facebook all the time that people should have self-love. Love who you are. Be yourself. I mean, that's not some type of civil rights campaign that just deserves worldwide attention because you feel like you were born in the wrong freaking body. Learn how to live in that body you was given, because you were born in that body for a reason. Anyway, I'm Elijah Yah Reich. You can subscribe to the channel or you can unsubscribe. You can like the video or you can dislike it. Share and comment. With that, I'll say peace.